Let's get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And today, gonna jump off into improving your outlook, on the overall user situation in 22. A lot of misconceptions, so just gonna talk about it a little bit, cover a little ground, show you guys that you can get the movement that you want. You just have to know how to do it in terms of knowing how to strafe, how to explode and speed burst, maybe tap the speed burst every now and then out of your strafe just to move just enough, how not to, always, push the stick to the wall and overreact, so to speak. I think a lot of what's wrong with this stuff is our expectations of it. And, we're used to being able to just hold the speed burst and run around and hold one button and just get everywhere we want to get, in the game basically goes up and does the interception or plays the ball for us. And so on this game, and I think basically when they kind of got rid of the modifier, what happened was they basically increased, the importance of the stick pressure thing, because I think the modifier, basically they didn't really get rid of it. They just kind of moved it to the stick and the stick pressure. Remember, it's called an analog stick for a reason, meaning 360 degrees all the way around. So it has pressure in it. It's not just, us pushing and pulling it, in a direction, at full speed burst and expecting the guy to pirouette around and run 40 yards back the other way. No, it just doesn't work that way. On this game, you have to understand how to move. And so you're able to cover ground. Trust me when I tell you, as you're looking at it right now. And so, sometimes just being able to play the different levels of the field and understanding the angle to get to the next route, and also route recognition. You got to be able to recognize what's happening on the field, guys, because if you don't, then of course you're always going to be out of position and the zones are always going to be terrible. There are some bad things about the zones on this game, no doubt, but at the same time, a lot of this stuff is a failure of our own expectation. We want the zones to react for us. The AI is just should be meant to get you into a position to click on and make the play yourself, or either user and make the play yourself. You can't always be out of position, especially on this game. On this game, you have got to really play, the area that you're supposed to play, so to speak, and then maybe just be able to cheat to another spot, but it's really about just reading routes on this game. Most people run the same kind of route combinations and, for the most part. And then, it becomes a challenge of ball placement. For me, I get offended if a guy throws at my user, One day I'm gonna do that little press cover video, man. That manual press. Yeah, that's real. I used to call myself the best one-on-one cover guy in the country. Yeah, it's a mythical title, but it was actually true. And then, once Madden figures out that you can really do what you need to do, then yeah, they'll start doing that right there. And so it's really just a matter of, like I said, just covering ground, Y'all notice I never talk about players and their abilities. No need. Because when I'm clicked onto the guy, he's going to be 100% of whatever he is. And so it's up to me to make those things. Hey, man, best one-on-one cover guy in the country, man. Yeah, I think I still hold that title. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Route reading. Understand how to sink your hips and turn and shift your momentum in anticipation and read the receiver that you're playing. If I can read his steps, then yeah, I can kind of anticipate where I think he's going. And for the most part, if I can move myself to that position, then things are going to be good. Sometimes it's just about reacting to the ball and what you see. Sometimes, you get a little pressure, things will happen a certain way, and then you just have to be able to react right then and there to whatever it is you're looking at. All about syncing those hips, facing the quarterback. If you're the user, I want to be facing the quarterback. I want to be looking. I want him to be looking at me. We should be looking at each other. Yeah. And so, yeah, you have to understand what zones you have called and what your zones take away. If you understand what your zones take away, you should understand where you should need to be, in recognition with whatever's happening on the field. So in terms of the movement, it's stick pressure. If you have good stick pressure, then you can slide. You won't always turn and run. And so then, when you mix in that strafe button, then you're going to move to certain spots on the field and be able to shift your hips and shift your weight a little bit and try to cut it off, at an angle. So you see, I want to stay squared. I want to stay facing the quarterback. I want to be looking at the field the same way he's looking at it, just from my defensive perspective. So as I see the routes start to develop and I see what's open, then I can anticipate and make a choice. So watch me flip my hips right there. I see the over route coming and I'm there. Simple as that. Yeah, there's a drag route there, but that's going to get minimal yards, hopefully. And that's the thing we have to understand, is that we can't be everywhere. No. That is the big problem. We have to take away what we're supposed to take away, or whatever we choose to take away. Look at the movement. You can go backwards, forwards. It's just a little shift of the hips. It's a little strafe, letting up off of the stick just a little bit. I mean, when I say let up off, I don't mean the pressure. I mean center the stick. So sometimes you have to center the stick, like get it back to its original upright position in order to just square your guy. So it's just for a second. It's not like you're going to stay there. It's like you do it just for a second. And when you mix it in with the strafe, and then you come out of it with the speed burst with your hips already pointed in that direction. Now look at that. That he would be silly to throw that pass, although in Madden, things happen. Yeah. But I digress. And so just look, it's just like, yeah, you just have to be able to flip your hips, move around, read the routes as they're coming. If you see that backside post, or you see that backside crosser, or, even a option route to the running back, you have to be able to kind of put yourself in a position to do one thing, but be able to transition immediately to something else. And so as you see, I'm staying square because I see the back coming out on the option route. So I give him just enough of a look, but then I can flip off and then stay right there in the area just enough where even if he throws it, he might get it, but it'll be a minimal gain. But I stay in the area and I keep my wits about me during the course of the play. That's the main thing. You can't just start jamming the stick over to the walls all the time. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's another one. And we're going to get off into this passing window thing eventually, once I get all my right little clips together. But man, that passing window thing is something serious, man. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Anyway, man, latest virtual session is up. I would suggest you guys go get that defensive virtual session. Yeah, it's money all day long. It is your boy, Coach DC404. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. I'm out.